Okay, so AEW Collision, hit or miss. Let's go. We kick off this week, like every other week, with backstage segments of guys that are in matches. I like that. I like that style of format. So our opening contest is Ricky Starks and Big Bill versus the BCC. Starks and Bill win this match. This one's going to get a hit because Ricky Starks and Big Bill are doing some incredible work at the moment. And I like where they're going. And then we have two promo packages from Powerhouse Hobbs and Miro. I'm going to give this a miss. Now, I don't understand where they're coming from with this storyline because it don't seem to be picking up anything. There's nothing, like Miro's wife's now part of the company apparently, but she's not been seen for weeks or something. I don't know where they're going with this, so it's going to get a miss. This one I called before the match even started. FTR defeated the Iron Savages in like a couple of minutes. I'm not really keen on matches that go less than 5 minutes, especially tag matches where you've got a team like FTR defending the tag titles. It's going to get a miss because I just didn't like the fact that it was such a quick match because it seems like a bit of a throwaway and it kills the tag team belts, in my opinion. And then Keith Lee's backstage interview. Sorry, I can't stand. I don't like Keith Lee and the way he's been used in AEW. Got to get a miss because he's just not going anywhere. And the fact that Shane Taylor was there, it's hard to want to root for someone like Keith Lee in AEW because they ain't using him the way they could be. Then we had John Silver versus Anthony Bowens from the Acclaimed. John Silver googled scissoring and apparently the Acclaimed are doing it wrong. So I don't know what scissoring he's looked up. That gets a hit. I thought that was funny. And then John Silver defeated Anthony Bowens because I think it was Evil Uno was underneath the ring. And in the contract it said something along the lines of the Acclaimed couldn't be at ringside to join Bowens. So they got the upper hand there. This gets a hit because I love the Acclaimed and I love seeing them out there doing their thing. Before we move on though, I think this is going to be a regular occurrence, but the Max Caster rap gets an Acclaimed hit. Then you had an Eddie Kingston promo, and he just stood there like, well, what do you want me to say? Look it up on YouTube. Basically referring to the fact there's a lot of history that you can go out and find. Gets a hit. I like Eddie Kingston's work. I think he's an incredible star who ideally needs to be pushed as a main event talent, but I don't think he ever will because a lot of people look at him as a one-trick pony, and that's a shame because he's not. He's got the ability on the microphone and in the ring. Then we go on to a backstage interview with Hook and Orange Cassidy. Orange has just said to Hook, I think we should team up. Hook's like, yeah, alright. I think these two are just like, these guys, they don't really care all that much about beating around the bush. They're going to cut straight to the point. Nick gets a hit. Because I like Hook. And the fact he stood there eating Doritos makes it even better. Like, Orange is like, meh. And Hook's just like, meh. Let's do it. Aussie Open won a squash match. I didn't quite catch who their opponents was. And then Aussie Open also called out FTR for a match at Wrestle Dream. And that has been confirmed. Also on Wrestle Dream is Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. That's going to be a hell of a match. And then there's a segment with Toni Storm, which is a portrait of a star. Toni Storm's doing some amazing work at the minute. She's comical. It reminds me of a bit of a Marilyn Monroe kind of gimmick. Yeah. And then we have Andrade Idolo defeating Scorpio Sky. This gets a hit. It was a decent, solid match. And then Jay White comes out and challenges Andrade for next week. Can we just point out that I think it's like Colt and Gunn don't have a gun reference nickname yet. Or can't we call him Cocked and Loaded Colt and Gunn? Or is it Austin Gunn that ain't got it? Cocked and Loaded Colt and Gunn sounds pretty good. So maybe that should be a thing. Vincent and Dutch defeat the Hardys. This was a huge upset, in my opinion. I'm not too sure who Vincent and Dutch are at the minute, but I assume I will learn a bit about them as they progress. This gets a hit because this again was good tag team wrestling. I mean, you got two guys in there with the Hardys. It's going to be a quality tag team match. Then we have the main event, which is Chris Statlander versus Britt Baker. And it did look like at times Britt Baker would win. Obviously being in Penn State and it's like a homecoming and sort of thing. And I will reference the child cancer charity that Britt Baker was doing a dance for, or she's raising money for. I think it's called Tron or something like that. I'll have to double check that, I think. But yeah, Chris Statlander won. This gets a hit because it was an absolute stellar of a match. And shows both talents that these two women bring to the table. So yeah, that was my hit or miss for AEW Collision. I thank you for watching. And I will see you next week.